discussion yesterday. And so we are having, is there any science in spirituality? Sip Kamalji, Sip Atmanand, Sip Mini Air, Sip Rutanu, Sip Vikrant, Siri Rumataji Abha, Sip Alak Minakshi Sadanand Harshal, Sip Mita Anil Soham Rajanand, Sip Sarojanand Krishna Samatma Manisha, Sip Girija Am, Sip Balasaheb Anand, Sip Galaxy Krishnanama, Sip Sukhi, Sip Prakasha, Sip Yogini, Sip Parvatiyama, Sip Bliss, Sip Gigi, Sip Sita, Sip Prakash, Girishanand, Sarlanand, Jyoti, Sip Premchandji, Sip Siva, Bliko, Ashok Nishani, Sip Sagai Rekha. Welcome to the call. So let us start. Let us start. Who is going to begin? We have got Rutanu and Sachin. Is there any science in spirituality? Yes.
Shivoham, Guruji.
Shivoham.
Guruji, science is 100% there because it's a cause and effect
What do you mean?
thing. And what we sow, so that we receive. So its logic is there.
But yesterday there was a discussion that the spirituality is not scientific. There's nothing scientific. It is something very mystical, something else. Sitting on the top of the mountain or sitting somewhere and something, some magic touch, and then you will be enlightened. Is it like that?
Oh, Guruji, as you say that what we sow, if we sow mango seeds, we'll get mangoes only.
That is a law of karma. That's a science of a law of action and reaction. But what about spirituality? Spirituality is a much larger subject. So is it scientific or is it not scientific?
Scientific, Guruji.
Okay, so I take your point as the law of karma is an important scientific subject. Let us add on. Sachin, Abha, Samatma, Sonia.
Ram Guruji.
Shivoham.
Guruji, spirituality is logical, I will say. I will not say it's science because Niti Niti Tatamasi itself is logic, And also, lately, as you've informed us that during the call, that scientists have kind of agreed now on quantum physics. There's a test which has been done, and they've agreed that the energy can be transformed, and they have seen that in the microscope, under microscope, that. So, absolutely, this is logic. Over a period of, thousands of years, probably science is not agreed on it, which probably are, uh, uh, books have said, like what you say, Sanatan Dharma has said, which now I think science is trying to kind of agree on.
But science is not agreeing on Sanatan Dharma.
No, it's not agreeing on Sanatan Dharma. What was said, energy cannot be killed, can be transformed, which was a debate, which was not understood by the scientists before. Now they've agreed upon.
No, I don't. They never. The scientists have always agreed that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can be transformed. They have not been able to link it to the energy in the human being.
So they have agreed now there is 90% of the universe is dark, dark matter.
99.99999.
90%. Okay, maybe I have heard wrong. Maybe 90%.
Not
I
wrong,
heard.
but they say
Okay.
the whole universe is dark matter and dark energy. This is what
Right.
they say.
Right.
Okay, so we are just trying to get a little deeper. What is the science of spirituality? How can spirituality be scientific? I want specific inputs. Abha, Samatma, Sonia, Krishna. I want more specific inputs. Abha. Unmute Abha.
Yeah, I did. Pranam. I don't know enough about it. I'm not a scientist, but they did discover that there was a God particle.
Yes.
So that in itself is apparent to me. But there is still mysticism in it, I feel, because we don't understand. And I think there, to reach enlightenment and to go further, there is a part of grace as well. You know, you have the yearning, you have the learning, and all that, and the more you go towards it, the nature will support you, and you will then, reach there. So there's a bit of logic in it as well. And there is a bit of mysticism in it, that how the synchronicities happen and how the nature opens up you when it's like free will going towards it. And you then the nature supports you to get more and more towards that. So,
What you
you
So
know,
what you say is very correct. But even Abba,
yeah,
when scientists talk of a Big Bang theory, for example, it's a theory. They think that so many billions of years ago, nobody has seen it, right? But basic on a scientific method of assumptions, so they go back. But then the questions that spiritualists ask, if there was a Big Bang, then who created the Big Bang?
Mm.
So then the answer is something like nature. It's nature. What is this nature? Therefore, science itself is what? Science itself is a human intelligence trying to logically. If you go and see the definition of science, it's a systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world. So, how is this world behaving? Through observation, through experimentation, through testing against theories and the evidence. So they keep on trying to scientifically. Therefore, science is not afraid of changing. Sometimes science will say A, and then they will say A plus, and then they will say A plus plus as they discover new and new things. So science. But spirituality, for example, the biggest problem is death, for example. But scientists is concerned, they're not able to understand what is death. They say the body stops working. But the scientists are not able to understand the Atma. They say, what Atma? Which Atma? Where Atma? What is the Atma? Of course, it's very good that today many scientists are becoming spiritual.
yes,
That is a big change in the world. Earlier, all
Mhm.
scientists were atheists. There was one point of time when every scientist was an atheist, a non-believer.
yes,
But somehow they ponder, they think. But spiritualists are completely clear that spirituality is science, the science of the spirit. For example, there is energy. There's energy in your eyes, the energy in your tongue, the energy in. Oh, we cannot deny there is an energy. The
and
question
we
is,
don't even understand how our whole body operates. It's total, amazing.
so science can tell you, okay, the brain has neurons, and they put a meter, and they tell you this is how many billion shots, and they can measure. But at a point, there is no answer even to
No,
science.
no, and we have the whole universe within our body.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to ask, how does this human body function? How can science explain how does the human body function? It's a miracle. It's, for example, how we see. An eye is a 576 megapixel camera, one eye. With great technology, we make a helicopter. But what about that insect or helicopter insect that comes in the rain from nowhere? Hundreds, thousands, millions of them come and then they disappear. So it is only when we ponder and we try to introspect, what is this? What is that power? Before I leave Abba and go to Samatma, religion and science were completely at loggerheads, because religion is mythology. Religion is talking of gods and this. So science and religion have no connection. But science and spirituality, they have synergy.
Yes.
They believe that everything in this world is energy, both science and spirituality. Good, Abba, what you said. Anything more you want to add?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Samatma Krishna. Yes, you want to say something, Abba?
Yes, actually, I just realized one thing I want to say. Having said all this, I'm I've got the yearning, I've got the learning, I've got the understanding, but that connection is still, I feel like I need the grace for it. I'm all the time, you know, from morning till evening. I've even printed out some of the things and put them everywhere and all that. But it's just,
You're on the
yeah.
way. You're on the way.
I,
When you take a flight from London to Bombay, it will take 9 hours, 10 hours to land. So
yeah.
it's not going to land in 10 minutes. So just put on your seat belts, enjoy the flight.
Yes.
That's the way to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you're not taking the wrong flight and you're going towards New York, that's the problem if you're going in the wrong flight. But as long as you're in the right flight, then
Yeah.
nothing will go wrong.
Thank you.
Tamatma Krishna, thank you. Bliss and Siri. Is there any science in spirituality? Samatma,
Shivoham.
Shivaham.
I love all the divine souls. Yeah. Really, spirituality is nothing but the science of the spirit. And the very phrase that neti neti tattvamasi, not this body, not this mind, thou art that energy. So spirituality is also telling us that we are that energy. And when the scientists have observed a cell under the microscope, they found electrons, protons, neutrons. But on further breaking, there was one small particle which came and it disappeared and it appeared again. So this goes by the energy rule that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can only be converted from one form to the other. So that cell is also energy. So when we realize we are not this body, not this mind, we are that energy. And all the things, it's not only us, the animate, inanimate things, everything in nature is nothing but divine energy. And also, when two cells come together, it is this energy which goes in and makes them a zygote. If this energy does not go at that time, the zygote will not, the zygote will not be formed. And this very same energy, when it leaves your body, the person is no more. So that proves that we are energy. And when the scientists have seen a cell, that also proves we are energy. So both are on the same track.
So what you say is beautiful and wonderful, but still, scientists are kind of asking for more proof that this energy is coming the way we. So therefore, this is called realization.
Realization, yes.
Correct? And I the best,
Self-realization.
yeah, and I hope to call it inference. That is aha. What is that aha? It is when you are logically, when you get a logical, like who knows that experiment of eureka. How did that eureka experiment, how did it happen? I think it's about to do with buoyancy, right?
Archimedes,
I'm not very good in Archimedes.
Archimedes law.
Yeah.
Archimedes law.
So how did it happen? How was that? How did that scientific thing? It came as a realization.
Realization.
So it's not that science is not going to have the realization. Maybe it's a little bit complicated, but ultimately, spirituality is a science. It is not believing in some God in the sky, which is a lie. It is talking about Sit, a supreme immortal power. It is talking about energy. And science is also talking about the same energy, which Samatma talked about the quark, and the quark being nothing but wave particle duality, quantum physics, quantum mechanics in 2024, was it? In 2024 or 23, three scientists were given the Nobel Prize. Prize for their work in quantum physics. 2024, right? 2023. Okay, so this is exactly. Thank you, Samatma. Well said.
Thank you.
Krishna, Bliss, Siri, and Satya. Krishna, Bliss, Siri.
Yes, yes, Krishnoham.
Krishna,
So, yes, when you say spirituality is a science of the spirit, when you said science is a systematic study of whatever, if physics means it's study of matter, or chemistry, study of elements, etc., etc. But I think spirituality is the study of the entire sciences. So, but what Kamalji was mentioning yesterday, we also have a tendency to understand that it is not always logical. It could be magical. Even the meeting of a guru, bonding with a guru, all that are magical. But I think that are all experiences which we under what you call. I don't know why we should say that it is magical instead of logical, because I want to repeat something which Swami Chinmayananda said. The same question was asked to him. He said, if your tools doesn't allow you to understand what is the cause of things, what is the cause of birth, death, consciousness, none of your tools, none of the scientific tools allows you to, observe that. So we approach indirect methods. We go through experimenting inside. We go through an inner journey. We go through observation. We study, we explore the expressions of different people. And as you rightly said, inference. We finally infer what is what. And that is a beautiful scientific theory, but the journey is within. And the other science, which probably Kamleshji was telling, is correct. He was speaking about the science in the outer world, but we are going through a different journey which encompasses the entire science of the entire world. Whatever we know comes within the premises of spirituality. That is one thing. And one small example I want to say, and then finally we prove. Even in Gita, Arjuna did not believe Krishna till he showed him the Vishwarupa. So we need proof. Without that, otherwise it becomes a blind belief. We want proof. We want proof for everything. We will not simply take it. And then even the biggest mathematician, Ramanuja, he used to get intuitive experiences, intuitive formulae in his dream. If you think that then the formula which he gave is illogical, there you are missing something, because that experience only the one who experienced will know it. So I think that is one place where we miss and we say it is not scientific. And everything about birds and flora and fauna, if you start exploring, how can you not see SIP?
So therefore, the realization or enlightenment, why do we call it spiritual awakening?
Yeah.
It is when we use a scientific method and we awaken. That awakening is not scientific. The result of our scientific study. Suppose you say neti neti. Neti neti is scientific. What is the neti neti? I am not the body. Of course, I am not the body, because scientific, the body came as a zygote. The zygote became the embryo, then became the fetus. This is scientific. And if I'm not the mind, of course, where is mind? No, there's no mind. I can't see mind. It appears to exist, but it's a bundle of toxic thoughts. So I think it is through a scientific Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana that Sravana and Manana is reading, contemplating, understanding. Now, when we say Tat Tvamasi, we are saying thou art that. Now, science is not going to define what is that. That element is beyond our definition and beyond our comprehension. So if nobody knows, science can define SIP. What is SIP? What is that supreme immortal power? Where is that SIP? No, because we are in SIP. We are a tiny, it's like somebody saying scientifically, let's measure how many gallons of water are there in this universe. How will you measure? You can't measure because there's no method. Okay, now science, what science may do? Science may tomorrow create a tool to find out the volume of the ocean through certain, oh, science filter, I will measure how much can. You can measure through your inference, through your understanding, but you actually can't take the water and measure it. You can't. I don't know how many of you know, earlier in our house, they used to come to measure. You know how they used to come to measure? They used to come to measure with measuring tapes. Bada long, Krishna, big measuring tape. Have you seen that bada lamba measuring tape? With one, they will take one tape and they will go like this. Now what do? They don't come with tape anymore. They come with one stick. They come with one laser beam, and they hold, and that's all. From here to there, the laser beam We know the measurement. Now we don't doubt that measurement. That is a tool, a scientific. But spirituality is all about spirit. It's all about that spark of unique life. It's all about Atma Gyan, Atma Bodh, whatever you call it. You can't get to spirituality mystically with mystics. Yeah, I say, I was taking bhang and they take drugs, and through drugs you get enlightened. So this we have to realize.
But yesterday, what Kamlesh was telling about Ramakrishna Paramahansa, because we don't know what he went through, we all have a feeling that he's a mystic. He was like behaving like a madman. So we have not understood what he went through. So he must have gone through a logical journey and then he must have realized, right?
Absolutely, 100%, 100%.
We all have this. It's nice, Kamlesh brought this topic. We all feel that there is some
No,
mysticism in,
because Kamalji brought this as a scientific question to yesterday, it became topic of today's discussion.
yeah. Yes. So one more small little story. It's a small story. Like somebody, father and a child goes to a dark room and torch laga ke the father shows him. Ki dekho the objects in a dark room. Then the child asks, but I want to see from where the light comes. Then he removes the battery. Then there is no light. If he puts the battery inside, he cannot see the battery. So how will we see the source? So there should be
Yeah,
an indirect method.
very good, beautiful, very beautiful thing. So therefore, you are right. So if you, I hope I know how many of you caught what Krishna is saying. The child saw the father with a torch, and that father switched on the torch, and the light came. So the child asked, "No, I want to see where the light is coming in the torch." So the father told that battery is inside. No, 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 I want to see the battery. So the father opened the torch and removed the battery. But by the time you removed the battery, there was no light to see.
Yeah.
The
And the
light, the
child
light.
says, then I don't believe the light. I don't believe the light. Then how can it be?
So this is exactly how spirituality works.
Yeah.
And in this only needs awakening. If the child puts the battery now and switches on, now the child understands. This understanding is realization that it is the battery inside the torch that is causing the light. And now when I'm opening the torch and removing the battery, I can't see. Therefore, it must be this battery that is causing the light. This is exactly called inference, or this is called awakening. This is called realization. This is spirituality. Thank you. Very good. Very beautiful example. I've not spoken of this example for 5 years. But Kavi, we should not forget these beautiful examples. Bliss and Siri. Bliss, yes.
Hi,
Please speak.
Shwan here. Shwan,
Shivoham.
everyone.
Yes.
Love you up. I think spirituality in everything because everything that's unto us have something to link with spirituality and science. Because in all we have this energy that maintain everything together. So how many water we have in this, we don't know. How many water we have inside the wood, inside the tissue, inside us and everything. So spirituality is the science of SIP, Supreme Immortal Power, and this power is everywhere. So
Correct.
science is everywhere also.
But science is still not accepting spirituality as a science.
But
Because because
why?
because they have mixed up spirituality and religion, and they don't like religion, so they are confused. They think that this what religion talks of God and science talks of God. Scientists say no, 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 no. They say no, no. So but we are not far. We are not far. Science has accepted their divine power, that energy. It is very close. it is very close to awakening.
They are very close.
Yeah. It will be very
because
soon.
we know
Very-
everything about the energy and where we come, and when we realize everything, we understand the link is very urgent
I think
between the bond.
very soon, spirituality will become a branch of science. Very
I'm
soon.
sure.
Yeah, we don't know when, but it will become a branch of science. Thank you.
Yes.
Siri, I don't know Sachin the second round. Siba, if Sachin second round, you can come later. Yes, Siri.
Shivam Guruji. Yes, what I
Shivam.
understood is science actually creates the measurable out of the unmeasured. Spirituality is unmeasurable and it is infinite. So science wants to measure each and everything and then put it in the outside this one. But now even to tell in a specific way that science codifies the spirituality. Even energy, many persons they have proved that it is science, spirituality is science behind science. On Swamiji, they told that they can give maximum energy and they can even cure those diseases and all also up to a certain extent. And so it is a spirit of science, but spirituality is very, very vast. And science still they have to prove many things. It's a logic. That is what I understand.
Oh, yes, what you say is correct. But, science, for example, talks of dark matter and dark energy. How can they prove dark matter and dark energy? They call it, they say the whole universe is dark matter and dark energy. How they know? How can they know? Have they gone to Mars and Jupiter? Have they gone? No. So science has also got many assumptions. They have got certain scientific assumptions which they believe, but somehow they are biased, little bit biased against God and religion, and so they're not so easy.
One more thing I want to tell that Ramana Maharshi also, he had that death experience, means he neti only he also tried. I don't know what I have studied. Is he also tells us this is not the body, then only he got enlightenment. It is not that Achanak SNE. He got the experience of this. Anyway,
I know some mystical people want to confuse, no? They want to confuse humanity. Oh, they are all mad. They are all very divine, magical, mystical people. उसको भगवान separately भगवान बनाया उसको. Then you become discouraged that you
even
can't be
he writes
alive.
a letter when he leaves the house. He writes a letter that I am going to search my father, and without putting any name. Then he is on the list. What happens and all. In that way only he had that. Not this body means where it goes, where the soul goes, how the soul comes. Then at death what happens. In that way only he got the enlightenment.
Definitely, all enlightened people have had scientific awakenings. There may be the bhakti, there may be karma yoga, bhakti yoga involved, but it leads to awakening. And awakening
Who I am, that also he questions in that only. One person is telling, I don't know to go inside, I don't know how to see who am I. Then he tells, okay. Then two persons they were fighting. So he while fighting he says, do you know who I am? Then suddenly Maharshi enters. Now you told no, I will tell you who I am. You find out that who you are. That way you come.
Yeah. But no doubt, I have no doubt that even Ramana had a very deep scientific mindset. Huh? There's no doubt about it. Okay, Siba Bala Sahib. Siba.
Pranam,
Pranam. Pranam.
lots and lots of gratitude, Guruji.
Haji.
Guruji, spirituality is based on vibration. Spirituality and science both are based on vibration and frequency, Guruji. So thoughts and feelings are vibration and frequency, Guruji. Thoughts are magnetic and thoughts are electric and feelings are magnetic. So whatever we speak, all the laws, it is based on the law specific, Guruji, law of attraction and everything. So that's why I think, Guruji, मतलब सब कुछ उसके हिसाब से ही, मतलब spirituality is more vast than science.
Okay, that you are taking something. Okay, no doubt spirituality is more vast, but we are trying to find out today: is spirituality some bakwas?
No, Guruji.
Or is it scientific? Scientific means, is it logical? Is it practical? Is it something which is clearly understood? That is what we are trying to get.
Yeah.
Okay, Bala Sahib. Bala Sahib, you unmuted. Otherwise, Bala Sahib, Rajanand. Yes. Rajanand.
Shivam, sir.
Shivam.
Sir, uh, we have, as we say sometimes, that the cause and effect we have in our spirituality journey, the causation we have postmortem in our spiritual journey, and they say that science says it is wave particle duality, a particle of SIP is matter, wave particle of SIP. This particle matter is basically energy wave and wave energy. So, but science is still confined to the material experimentation only, because it's far away from the spiritual processes or spiritual जो ideology है, spiritual process है, because it is caught in the this objective world only, science. So spirituality is already accommodating the scientific methodology. हम में जो इसके भी प्रोसेसेस हम में है, जो नेति तत्वमसि या लॉजिकल प्रोसेस है या causation है, लॉजिकल प्रोसेस है, we have already, spirituality already is accommodating this scientific processes, but spirituality is beyond the material, this objective world, and it goes to the experiencer, the ultimate reality, the consciousness.
Wait,
जो
wait,
science
wait.
को भी हम,
Take a minute. So are you telling that is there science in spirituality or not?
we are already, हम में साइंस भी है, स्पिरिचुअलिटी में साइंस है, लेकिन साइंस में स्पिरिचुअलिटी नहीं है.
कैसे?
बिकॉज सपोज मैं दो एग्जांपल देते, कॉज एंड इफेक्ट के, वो साइंस के साइंटिफिक भी है और हम भी करते हैं.
करेक्ट.
मैंने वेव पार्टिकल ड्यूअलिटी का बोला, वो साइंटिफिक भी है और हम भी करते हैं.
करेक्ट.
But
दिस इज करेक्ट.
we go and that is all objective. We go beyond objective. We go to the experiencer. The main ultimate reality of everything is consciousness. हम consciousness पे काम कर रहे हैं. Spirituality is working on consciousness, where science is not leading to it. It is working to the consciousness.
Good point. So good point here, Rajan. This is the best point you have spoken about. So therefore, in spirituality, they talk of that energy, the vibration of the soul, consciousness. It's very simple. You and me, we are conscious. Science doesn't know what is this. The science does not understand. If you ask science, what is this consciousness? They'll say, it is mind. Conscious mind, subconscious mind. No, there is no mind. Where is the mind? There is no mind. So therefore, spirituality, I like what Rajanand said in one line. Spirituality is ahead of science. I think Abha said the same thing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Abha said in her in some comment that spirituality is beyond science.
We have science, but we go beyond science.
Yeah.
When science is up to the objective world, experiencing objective world, that is science. We go beyond science. We are trying to experience the experiencer, the consciousness.
Yeah. Which is not easy, but which is what spirituality is. It is awakening, it is realizing, it is consciousness. Okay, Bala Sahib, if you're there, otherwise Bliko. See, Bala Sahib, not the Bliko. Yes, Bala Sahib.
सर नमस्कार सर.
नमस्कार.
सर जहाँ पे साइंस स्टॉप होता है वहां से स्पिरिचुअलिटी सर शुरू होती है आगे.
कैसे?
क्योंकि सर साइंस कॉन्शियसनेस के बारे में कुछ नहीं जानता सर अभी तक
तो ऐसे भी नहीं बोल सकते ना. See, you know, no doubt, when science has no answer, then spirituality has got some answer after that science. Correct? This is what you are saying. But while spirituality has got answers beyond science, spirituality is also based on science. Because science, what is science? Bala sahab, science का मतलब ये है कि हम logically observe करें, we observe, we question, we experiment. This is the meaning of science. So spirituality is also a science. We should not say that spirituality is after science. No, spirituality is definitely a science. It is for us, for us to logically understand. Neti, neti, tattvamasi. I am the soul. Soul is sip. I am sip. Sip is in all. How do you, so you need to use scientific method. We need to use scientific method to be able to awaken. Okay, what is spirituality? समझ में, I hope you're understanding, Bharat, what I'm saying. Okay. Bliko. Yes, Bliko.
Shivoham, love you all.
Yes, sir.
So the question is actually, there is a science in spirituality, or
Yes.
right? So we are not comparing science and spirituality.
No,
We
we're
are
not
just
comparing.
saying that spirituality has the method which science is also using, like
Correct.
gravitation force. If you ask any scientist, show me the gravitation force, he will laugh. He said, this,
Yeah.
see this one's going down, this is gravitation. So it is inference. So we are also saying it's an inference. I have soul. I have soul. I am soul, because when I born, I was not body. And when I will die, the body will be here.
Yeah.
And what is gone is that.
Good.
That is this inference.
What you're
So the
talking is
same method.
scientific. So what
Yeah,
you're
scientific.
talking is
This is
exactly
scientific.
scientific.
Correct. So there is a logic. Both logic are equal in science and in spirituality. There are many instances where you can compare the methodology of spirituality is exactly as science. Whether, because there are some of like you said, mystical. What is mystical? If we are getting experience like realization, you got realization, that is a not mystical, because when I have one example, there is a periodic table in, because I study science in college, and chemistry. So there's chemistry, there is a periodic table. The periodic table has all the elements, if you are familiar to that or not. But those periodic table has 100 and more than 120 elements which are in the line of 1 2 3 4 5 according to the atomic weight. And the scientist was working on it very day and night for years, but he could not figure out how to as the tabulate it, all the elements in one table, because the table is not like square and with a cross and single line. So he was trying, and in the dream he was sleeping, and he got the realization, oh, like this. And then he started doing gases on one side, metal on one side, and he got all the picture ready. And to everybody's surprise, there was some blocks are empty. He was thinking there must be some element here. He left that block empty, and later he died. After that, there are elements was invented by scientists. They are fitting into exactly that box with that material electron numbers. This is amazing. So that science has also get mystical experience like this, right? There are so many examples for me. So scientific
what we are
method
trying to
is
say,
exactly spirituality.
we are trying to say, when you go for a magic show, he puts the hand in the pocket, he removes the bird, and the handkerchief becomes a bird. So is it spiritual? Is it like that?
No, it is not like that. There is complete logic and complete, there is a theory.
Some guru, you go, the guru touches your head and you're enlightened. Is it like that?
So the problem, like you said, problem is not spirituality, problem is religious, and religious is mixed and look at one as a spirituality. But people don't understand the difference. There is a vast difference between these two, and the spirituality is exactly aligned to the science.
Good. Well said, Bliko. Sita, Rumataji, and Esru. Then second round, and mini AiR. Sita?
Shivoham Guruji. Spirituality is the studies of science. Yes, there is science in spirituality. Meditation, which in turn calms and balances the good feel hormones and chemicals in the body. The second one is fasting. When you are in fasting, it removes the toxins from the body, combining with water therapy, and brings the overall well-being. So thus you have science in spirituality. Spirituality.
You're talking about science in methods that are helping spiritual practice. This is not direct spirituality, but you are right. It is helping in the methods. Good, Sita. Good input. Ru Mataji, Esru. Umang and Mini Air.
Pranam Guruji, Shivoham.
Boliye Mataji.
Guruji, my answer is exactly like Samantha because you have explained it in your book also, same thing. That when energy arrives at the zygote, when at the time of conception, when zygote is formed, and it leaves when energy leaves when we die simultaneously. So science is there in spirituality.
What do you mean? Science is there in spirituality. Matlab kya hai iska?
They also explain in a different way that heart it stops working and then somebody's death
So,
takes place.
Rumadaji, science is not in spirituality. Spirituality itself is a science.
Yes, Guruji. Yes.
Spirituality is a scientific method of awakening. It is not a mystical, it is not a this is what Kamalji was asking yesterday. It is not a mystical method of awakening. It is a logical, scientific method of awakening. This is what we have to
Yes,
understand.
yes, Guruji.
Okay. Esru Umang Mini Air. We have one more scientist on the call. Yes. Esru and then Umang and Mini Air.
Yeah. Shivoham Guruji.
Shivam.
So I would say something weird, but I don't know whether it's logic. It's like I would say that karma is the science of spirituality,
Absolutely.
and science is only a discovery. Like I would say that logics, equations is all for a limited mindset that questions. And if it's science, it's only answering to limited minds as humans, na. And you say mind is not there, right? So it's only limited to human mindset. But spirituality just doesn't have science as query, but it can't be just science. Like man mind is limited to equations, inquiry, discovery. Spirituality is not only based on science, but it is based on much more. And that is one thing, that's the truth. That's it.
No, what you say is correct, but science is based on not mind, it's based on intelligence. Science is based on the power of discrimination.
Yeah.
Science is based on observation, logic, proof, understanding.
Yeah.
These are the various principles of being scientific.
Exactly, like principles, techniques, fixed systems. That's why the system comes to karma, right?
Karma is a good example you gave. Karma is a very scientific law.
Yeah.
For example, there's a law of cycles. Correctly,
Yeah.
once in 24 hours, how does the Earth rotate? How it happens?
Yeah.
It
So
is
it's
scientific.
yeah, fixed principle.
The Earth revolves around the sun once in 365 and a quarter days. Why every 4 years we have a leap year? It is scientific.
Yeah.
So just like it is scientific, even spirituality is scientific.
Yeah.
Spirituality is not some mystical experience. It's not some jadoo.
Yeah.
That is what we are talking.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Umang Minier. Umang Minier and Viresh. If not Umang Minier. Yes.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Umang.
Yeah, so basically, your question is there any science in the spirituality? So my answer is yes. How it is like what religion said is trust in God, or there is a God and God things, religion said. But what spirituality, when I joined the call, when I joined the call, I understand spirituality is understanding that everyone is a sip. Okay. And uh, in SIP word itself, it contains power, supreme immortal power. And who derived this power word? It's science. So definitely there is a science in the spirituality. Uh, Whatever we are saying every time SIP, it contains supreme immortal power. There is a power who is running the earth, who is doing everything. On the call, we always हम यही सीखे कि there is a power. And power is what? who derived this word power? Power is come from science only.
Yes, because according to science, they don't use the word power, they use the word energy. But there is no difference. What is energy and power? What is the difference?
Nothing.
So it's a matter of just interpretation. Thank you, Umang. What you say is correct. Thank you. And we are now going to mini air.
So we discussed on the power, and both science and spirituality has the own ways of understanding the energy. But I'm bringing the other point. Both science and spirituality are trying to know the unknown and unlimited things which we don't know, whether it is an objective understanding or subjective understanding. In both cases, we use the tools. In spirituality, we use body, mind, or consciousness to understand that unknown, which is beyond the five senses. In science also, we use the tools because eye has a limit to see that. So you get microscope and any other object or tools to understand that. So the
Right.
both science and spirituality are understanding these objective and subjective matters, and where the body is being used or the tools are being used. So in spirituality, we can use the scientific tools or for understanding this unknown nature or the universe. That's what the point I want to bring.
No, it's correct, absolutely correct. But you have any doubt that there is spirituality, the science of the spirit? You have any doubt? It's a logical study.
Yeah, you have to understand which is unknown. You have to make an inference, so you have to use the various variables and factors to understand a question that is there. So you can utilize the science as a tool for understanding it as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. So spirituality uses scientific methods. They uses the scientific method
Methods.
of observation and inference and intelligence and discrimination. So
Though
spirituality,
the mystical things that is there, which is unknown, which is beyond mind and beyond the body or the senses, which is not being able to, we can't explain it in
this is
a format of scientific formats, you
so
can say.
therefore, many here, it is when we are doing scientific observation, neti, scientific observation. I am not the body, I am not the mind, but I am something. Na? Kya hu? What am I? I am.
But you
And
will understand, I will understand, but to make other understand, that is
it is not
impossible,
for
which
for
that's where the whole point is also.
so it is not for everybody to understand because the mind makes us blind. The mind does not, for example, why did it take thousands of years for an apple to fall on Newton's head? For everybody, when apple fell on millions of people's head, only one answer they gave: ouch,
Gravity.
ouch, 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 ouch. What did Newton say? What did he say?
Gravity.
He didn't say ouch. He didn't say ouch. Newton said, why?
Why?
He asked the question, why? Somebody asked, what do you mean by why? He said, why apple fell down? Why apple did not fall up? What is this called?
Yes.
This is called questioning. Science is about questioning. Science is about asking. Science is about observing.
Why? Yeah.
Asking, questioning, observing,
Reasoning.
but they are not wanting to reason spirituality still. For some mental block, because of religion and because of mind, we are not being able to make the best of spirituality as a science. We are not far from that, but we are there.
I want to add on to the Krishna's mentioning of Ramanujan. It was the same with Einstein also. When he was in that awareness state, the higher awareness state, or what you call as awakening, that time only he deciphered the E equal to mc square. The equations were written, if you look at the biography of
Many all realizations, all these
answers
come
you
in
get.
heightened. It's called heightened consciousness.
Yeah,
And you
heightened
understand now what is
consciousness.
heightened
Yeah.
consciousness. It's not mystical.
Yes.
Heightened consciousness is a state of no mind. Is a state of being intellectually
It's a-
at
yeah.
intellectual peak. then
Yes.
only you awaken. Aha, that aha must come
Yes.
at that point. Good, interesting scientific. Another case is Kamalji's scientific buddy. So now we have Viresh, and then Chidanand. Viresh and Chidanand. And second
प्रणाम
round
प्रभु
before
जी।
we close. Pranam, boliye.
हाँ प्रणाम। हाँ तो प्रभु जी, जो स्पिरिचुअलिटी है ये साइंस का और आर्ट का कॉम्बिनेशन है। साइंस और आर्ट, साइंस बोलते हैं सिस्टमेटिक स्टडी ऑफ ए सब्जेक्ट, तो वो तो हमें करना ही है। उसको पाने के लिए हमें फोर्थ फैक्टर की बहुत जरूरत है। बिना फोर्थ फैक्टर के हम स्पिरिचुअली अवेकेंड हो ही नहीं सकते। जैसे अगर कोई आर्ट का मतलब ये, जैसे हम हारमोनियम सीखना चाहते हैं तो सारे गामा पाधा नी सा तो हम पढ़ लेंगे, सुर और ताल भी लोग बता देंगे हमें, लेकिन उसमें परफेक्ट होना और वो म्यूजिक निकालना या गाना गाना, उसके लिए आर्ट की जरूरत है। इसलिए साइंस पहले है, और लेकिन फाइनल स्टेज पे साइंस और आर्ट का वो कॉम्बिनेशन है। बिना उसके वो संभव नहीं है मेरी ओपिनियन में। बाकी तो आप खुद ही गाइड करेंगे।
तो आपका मतलब क्या है? What is art according to you? What is art?
आर्ट जो है फोर्थ फैक्टर से हमें प्रैक्टिस से और गॉड ग्रेस से आती है। गॉड
हाँ जी।
ग्रेस नहीं होगा, जैसे हाँ जैसे गॉड ग्रेस है ना, हम प्रैक्टिस तो करेंगे, उस स्टेप पे आगे भी बढ़ेंगे, लेकिन हम बिना उसके गॉड ग्रेस के या गुरु के, जैसे कोई भी इंस्ट्रूमेंट है आप बिना गुरु के नहीं पढ़ के नहीं सीख सकते। कि आप सोचो हारमोनियम बजाना हम सीख लेंगे या बांसुरी बजाना सीख लेंगे बिना किसी गुरु के, वो संभव नहीं है। तो स्पिरिचुअलिटी उसका कॉम्बिनेशन है।
Basically, art also comes in consciousness. Art is
Yes.
art develops in your, not in the mind state. There can be no art. अगर
जी,
किसी
जी।
को टेंशन है, किसी को कोई स्ट्रेस है, वरी है, फियर है, आर्ट नहीं कर सकता है। So art, okay,
नहीं कर सकता।
it's a new subject, so I'm not going to अगर और एक 1 hour चाहिए इसको बात करने के लिए। तो thank you Viresh ji. Quickly we have to close now. Chidanand and then Sachin and Rutanu. Chidanand, Sachin, Rutanu. हाँ
शिवम
हाँ
गुरु
जी
जी।
शिवम, विरेश जी आप कुछ बोल रहे थे। विरेश जी 1 second क्विकली, विरेश जी कुछ आप बोल रहे थे?
अभी जो आप नई बुक पब्लिश करने जा रहे हैं उसका नाम आपने रखा ना कि एनलाइटेंड सिंप्लीफाइड, है ना, A to Z आप, है ना। उसमें साइंस एंड, जैसे हम सोच रहे थे साइंस एंड आर्ट ऑफ एनलाइटनमेंट सिंप्लीफाइड, बिना आर्ट के शायद वो हम समझ नहीं पाएंगे। बाकी आप अपना जो
Okay, good. Chidanand, yes, Chidanand, and then Sachin and Rutanu
शिवम
to
गुरु जी।
close. Sure.
Science and spirituality both are studies only, because one is a study of the objective universe and one is the study of that which is subjective. So basically, unless we understand this difference, this debate will go on and on and on. Because finally, that without the subject, without consciousness, you can't do any study. Every observation requires a subject, and that subject is consciousness. So you can never be able to objectify consciousness, and that's the only place where you find this subject or consciousness is you within the self. So that's where it comes and stops.
Beautiful.
So
Very, very beautiful.
science will have a limitation at that level only. Even if
Right.
AI progresses, it will come to a level of objectifying where the consciousness will correlate with it, but it cannot duplicate consciousness.
No, very, very beautifully said. I mean, it's all science. What Chidanand is going to end the discussion today. Chidanand says, what is science? Science is an examination of the objective universe, the physical universe. But it is not examining the subject. It is not examining the one who is examining. So who is examining? This is the question. Who is examining? Where is that intelligence coming from? Where is consciousness coming from? Where is life coming from? Science has not even started this. And this is spirituality. So Chidanand, so somebody said it actually quite beautifully. Who said, I don't know, that spirituality starts where science ends. I did not agree to them. Somebody told this, but I did not agree. I don't remember who told today. But Chidanand has made that statement correct. I do not know who told that, but somebody told that. Thank you, Chidanand. You always come out as a star. So now quick comment from Sachin and Rutanu. Quick comment. And thank you, Kamalji, for creating a topic. Kamalji
Sure.
has created a new topic of discussion. Yes, I hope you are
Sure.
satisfied, or you are still thinking kuch aisa kuch jadoo wadu hai. I hope you are satisfied, Kamalji. Okay, Sachin and Rutanu.
Guruji, then my question is then why science is unable to answer this question till today, that where the first person was born, the first human which was born, how did it appear? It was a manifestation or there was some logic? There was no logic.
And science is
It was
unable to
complete.
get.
Yes, it
No,
was
science
complete.
unable.
Yes, so there was no karma also because the first human never had a karma, right? It was fresh manifestation of God. So there are a lot of things which science will not be able to even define. I'm sure till we are alive, or maybe much beyond that, because science is not going inner experience, which is peace or consciousness, or to find the purpose of life, or to find out who am I. These questions are not answered by the science. These are answered
Because
while you do.
because
Sorry.
they cannot be answered.
Yeah.
These are subjective questions. They are not objective questions.
Yeah.
And science is a study of the objective world. What just Chidanand told you.
Yeah, because science is the specialty is making you understand, to get you awareness, like the mindfulness, is getting you there. But science is not even talking about that. Where is awareness? Where is
See,
mindfulness?
it's very funny.
Where is
Sachin.
enlightenment?
We are here not going to get into science right now, but before we close, science says that the universe is so many million years old and billion years old. How can they say? Under what logic they can say? They do some calculation. They do some this fossil of dinosaurs and this and that.
I'm sorry if science is so great. I want to know why science is unable to control these tsunamis, this earthquakes.
Okay, thank you, Sachin. We have to close. Okay, with all respect, very good points. Rutanu, quick comment. Sachin has a valid point. Science has limited power and limited understanding. Sachin? Yes.
Shivam,
Rutanu.
Guruji.
Shivam.
Guruji, ancient spiritual traditions like yoga and meditation are investigated by modern neurosciences.
Yes, you're right. So today, science is trying to study the behavior of the brain in meditation. Science is trying to study the patterns of signals during yoga. So science is trying, but I think we have finished the session today because we have Minier, anything urgent? Because we are going to close. If something quick comment, if Minier, we want to close the session for today. You're unmuted, Minier.
I just want to comment on this. There are limitations in each field. But again, like if science was not there, we wouldn't have been discussing this topic on the Zoom today. Thanks.
Nobody is underestimating. See, a problem is we have some scientists on this call, like Minier. We have some scientists, and they will not. Scientists also have ego, no? The scientists also think हमारे बिना तुम लोग ये जूम कॉल कर रहे हैं, तुम लोग बड़ा बात करते हैं, हाँ? हम जूम कॉल ही नहीं करा देते, हमारा साइंटिफिक निकाल देते, तो जूम कॉल को जीरो कर देंगे, हाँ? तुम ज्यादा बात मत करो हमारे से. But spirituality as humility. Spirituality says, प्रभु प्रभु क्या मैं तो कुछ भी ना हूं, मैं तो बस एक दिव्य यंत्रा. मैं तो ये तन मर जाएगा, मन को ढूंढा मैं, मन तो कहीं ना हूं, मैं अमर आत्मा, ये आत्मा है परमात्मा. प्रभु क्या मैं तो कुछ भी ना. Science will not agree that we are nothing. Science will say we are nothing. बेवकूफ, क्या बेवकूफ बात करता है, you are nothing. Can't you see? अंधा है तुम साला. You are na, you are the body. See, you are body. Spirituality says, माया चुपके से आके सच को छुपा के मिथ्य को दिखा के बोले, ये संसार सच्चा है ना सच्चा, सब कुछ माया है. ये आत्मा छुपा के तन को दिखा के मन को दिखा के बोले. साइंटिस्ट बोलता है, मैं तो सब कुछ हूं, मैं क्या हूं, कुछ भी मैं नहीं. Interesting discussion between science and spirituality. I am nothing. You may be everything. With folded hands, I bow down to you.